everyone, it's Carolyn here to share another channeled message. I'm Carolyn, I'm a channel, I'm a distance energy healer, and I'm a spiritual awakening mentor. And I bring these channels to you for you to consider on your awakening and ascension journey. So Celeste is joining me in this video. She also is an intuitive. She offers past life regressions. She also offers divine energetic enlightenment, which is a really unique process, and intuitive readings. So check out her information as well, and I've included her website below. So thank you to everybody who always joins me, and then all of you who are new, I have a video below that will introduce you to 6 tips on how to create flow in your body for health and wellness. It's a gift video I created for you, and it will also lead you to other free content if you're interested. So with that today, I'm going to get started. Now, just know that this is a conversation we have, and we just kind of talk and update, and then all of a sudden, gradually, what you're going to see is that things start to shift and a topic shows up. So the first part is that gradual conversation that we have. And what I've done is I've started to record kind of right when we started talking about a topic. And then you'll see where the channeling starts to come in, and it gets really interesting as we move forward. So I hope you enjoy this, and then I'll touch base with you at the end of the video.
And I was like, that's a good topic about how we need to, just like what we were saying, we need to not go into fear. Yeah. We need to be the stabilizing force, because the people who are around us will look at us and they'll be like, how can she be so calm?
Right.
Why is she not afraid?
Here's another thing. Think if we all of us light workers went into, with the rest of the public, into lower energy fear mode. Where's the high energetic? There's nothing anymore then. There's nothing.
There's nothing. That's right.
It's not about sticking your head in the sand at all. It's about knowing the thing and then stepping away. Honestly, correct. I believe.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I agree that that you can be aware of something, but you don't have to energetically be sucked into it.
No. And forget whether it's this situation with Iran that's all in the news now, right? It's any situation, right? Where we could get pulled in fully to it, and then we go from being up here to here, and then we got nobody working the high vibration needed for the continued ascension.
I think one of the things that we need to remember is the need to detach.
Oh, completely. And not so obsessed with media on everything. And kind of can turn into fear mode too. But that whole conversation around that, not getting sucked into the threads of all that thought too. Know when to turn it off.
Right.
Because we're human. We all can get taken into that.
Right. I think it's really important when these times come up, which more of these times might be coming up in this year, especially, we need to be aware of where our own energy is.
Yes.
Right.
And so not give it away.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Some people, they really enjoy having these debates, right? They really enjoy debating about all these different topics and hot button topics and all of that. And, but being cognizant of, am I enjoying this, or am I being sucked into, now I feel worse and I am afraid, and I have these even more, like these spiraling thoughts about fearful things.
So that's interesting you bring that up, because the difference there is knowing where your trigger point is, but being the observer instead, rather than being interwoven into all of the drama and all of that. Be the observer, because so often in like a lot of the videos that I've done in the past, light keepers talk about, and this is also, as we go through the awakening, we start being able to see people, see situations more from an observer perspective. We don't have to step our foot into every emotional situation or everything that occurs and then become wrapped up into it with that lower energy. We can look at things differently and still maintain our own energy bubble.
Yes, absolutely. Now more than ever, those of us who are the forerunners, way showers, what have you, we need to practice that.
Yes.
of being the observer, of maintaining our detachment,
Exactly.
and not going into fear, and being an anchor of light for all the other people around us who are losing their cookies
Yeah.
and freaking out and going into fear mode.
Right.
I
And
mean,
to your point, the way people can do that is you got to know yourself. I mean,
yes.
And again, this goes back to so much of what we've talked about in the past, which is, it goes to the foundational practices you create in the awakening, the meditations, the inner self, understanding who you truly are inside, so that you can stay self-contained, right? And
Yes.
that you can understand who you are. And then basically from there, when you've gone too far, or you never get that far, but you're still able to be involved. And maybe you can have that amazing debate and
Right.
offer some real clarity and high energy to that group you're with when they're all freaking out down here. But guess who's keeping the vibration not in the tank, bottom of the tank, but at the top.
Right. Right. But here's the thing that I have really observed in watching these types of events happen, is that people, when they go into that fear mode, there's a lot of that anger, like all those lower emotional scale, right? So the anger and the hatred and the fear and all of that, it's all like coalescing at the bottom. And so when people drop into that, they come out fighting.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what to really watch for and be well. And now they're kind of kind of taking me into, they're waving a flag right now. This is hilarious. So they're taking me into the next phase of this conversation that they want us to touch on, which is what you just said, which is moving into that fear state that we can get into. And that's what, and we can talk about what they want to have happen to us high vibers, okay? To those of us who are these light workers, to be able to pull us back down, because here we are in a time where, okay, they just said the last hurrah.
I was just about to say that. Oh my God, Carolyn. They are like, they know. Yes, I know. Me too. They are losing and they know it.
And they just said pulling out all the stops. So I guess what I want to say, because this is what I'm getting, is know that this is a pulling out all the stops kind of effort. What will be, but this is what's going to happen, and is starting to happen now. And remember, right now as we're talking, it's January 5th only. We know this is a big year. We know this is a big year. These are events that are going to happen and take place. Now, what I want to get to, because they're poking at me on this, is so these events are happening. And we can sit there and say, oh, that person, those people, whatever, they're the evil, they're the low energy, they're the I don't know, reptilians, whatever you want to call them, right? They're the ones that are controlling this, and look at them as a person, as someone who is up to no good. And I talked to you a little bit about this the other day, and this is where I want to go with this, is when in reality, we're all souls. We all have that beautiful spark in us that, if we can see it, which, lots of times you can't in people, but what's happened is we've had the lower energies, call them what you want, taking over in ways that even the people that are being taken over don't understand. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not like somebody sent them a letter and said, okay, you are now part of the reptilian agenda. I mean, do you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. No,
it's like an energetic infiltration into that light that then causes them to behave in a way that I have super chills on that one.
It's like, me too. It's kind of like, remember we talked about that sticky tar substance? Like when you go into that lower vibrational energy, that fear and that hatred and the desire for violence, all of that, it's like, it's hard to get yourself out of it.
Yeah. Yes. And whether that be, that can be in any line of work, it can be anything, because everywhere brings in lower energies and higher energies, right? Yeah, you have variations, but the point is you can take anything and turn it into a lower vibration situation. Like, let's just say politics as an example, because of course that's kind of what we're talking about today a little bit, right? I mean, this is what a lot of these events are driven off of. And consequently, I think potentially people who come into a situation, into politics, that, well, that might be coming in with good intention, and then they can ultimately turn, and you see it all the time.
Get swayed. They get influenced and swayed.
And they get taken down by the money, by the fame, by the whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, and kind of what I'm trying to get across is, I'm just going to use, and I don't remember this movie very well, but they're mentioning it to me, Avatar.
Okay.
I don't remember it. I've been meaning to go back and watch it, but I know it was about, this is about all I remember, is going in from somewhere else outside where you had the conscious understanding of what was really going on. And then you go into the inside of this world, and they're all watching and seeing what's going on, I think. And then you're in here, you don't remember a darn thing, and you're just maneuvering through this. You don't realize you're being controlled by certain forces. Right? So what I'm picking up, and I want to see what you get. Is this accurate? Is this what? Okay, hold on. Okay, they want to talk about this.
Okay.
So we're all in this bubble of the earth right now, right? We're all humans. We're all living here. Okay. Now this is going in a different direction. Now they're saying there are a few that understand in human form the lower energies that understand the agenda. But for the vast majority that are even higher level people, they're just working their life. They don't get what's going on. They don't know anything about that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they've been swayed by money and fame. Money and fame.
Right.
But I agree. I think that there are quite a few folks, you know, like the top 1%, I'm sorry to say, but the top 1%, the ones who have buku bucks out there, and I feel like they kind of have sold their soul.
Well, okay. And, you know, we could argue all that, but here's why is money, as we know, is one way that the ego likes to take over and then take people into the lower energies, right?
Yeah.
Recipe. I mean, if you're not really full in yourself and understand, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think, and we can't forget to talk about the human condition, right? So the 3D human condition incorporates all aspects on the emotional scale, right? So as a human being, we're going to experience, you know, shame and guilt and fear and hatred, and then all the way up to love and joy and happiness and gratitude and all of that, right? So as human beings, we are programmed to have that full experience. And then I feel like, and we've talked about this before, that Earth is surrounded by this black web, so to speak, that has kept us stuck in the lower vibrational energies and emotions. And so, but over the last 10 years, it feels like, at least that's when I went into my spiritual awakening process, actually a lot longer than that, things have shifted so much, right? More and more light has broken through this web that surrounds the planet.
Yes, and you just see it at the ground level. You see it at the local level. In the small things that are happening with people, that's where this is all taking place. The common human is going to shift and change. And you already feel the separation from the old energy, I would say. But one of the points I really want to make here is, because I don't think I'm making it very well, they're kind of like, Carolyn! Okay, so let me just see if they can just give me the words. Okay, they want us to help them understand, meaning the audience, that all are the beautiful divine spark, every single person here. However, they're talking about the controlling mechanism. This is interesting. Is outside of Earth's boundaries.
We've talked about this before, Carolyn.
Now they're going on. Hold on. Okay, they're going to give me some sentences. Outside of Earth's boundaries. For those who wish to see, we've talked about this, but I want to put it in their words. For those who wish to see humankind to stay in the suffering mode, in the fear mode, in the lack mode, in the struggling mode, in the looking to the outside of themselves mode, which goes to, they're saying, okay, they want me to say this, which goes to organized religion in many cases, putting people into a space of that where that's a continual, okay, I want to use their exact words, a continual repeat that we see in each and every incarnation, because people have to keep coming back. And those that are, they keep calling them the controlling mechanism. That's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now they're talking about are at war. I don't know anything about this. Are at war with those in other interplanetary systems who are looking for Earth to join the interstellar community. Okay. So are they in a literal war? Oh, they just said yes and you can't see it. But it's like a...
Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, hold on. Let me see here. So the war is really over Earth.
Okay, I'm getting some.
Right?
And what they just said, for the hearts and minds and souls of the divine spark. They're not talking humans. They're talking the whole entirety of it. They want to squash all the goodness out of it.
Yep. Nope.
Which
wow.
Control humankind, and you get that. Because here's the thing, we can't ascend if we stay in the same ridiculous cycle we've been in, which you can argue with karma or whatever you want to call it. You know, that cycle of having to come back in and do it right and get it and then
suffer and never get ahead and always, I mean, yes, it's the old, I mean, it just loops. We're just on this loop.
Yes.
Every lifetime on this loop.
Which is why now in the awakening, so many people are having all this clearing, all these past lives show up. This is what we have to do because we're trying to get out of that terrible cycle that those energies, beings, and I am really getting that they're beings, that they're from another, I don't know, star system.
So they're outside of Earth.
Yeah. Okay. So they're saying outside of Earth's realm, but however, there's a presence here. But here's the thing: lower energies can actually be an actual physical entity. You know, like
absolutely.
I can be lower. And you know what I'm saying? Like, So,
what are they saying?
Okay. So, what was your question? If they're here, those
you're
saying they have a physical presence on Earth.
Correct.
They do. There are very few that understand it. Very few, even at the top levels. Is that correct? Yes, and I have super chills on that one. Okay, small minority. Okay, now they're really talking. Small minority, and I have super chills. Small minority of those in power have the keys to the lock, meaning have the understanding of all this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm getting chills on that one. That is so true. That totally resonates with me. Absolutely.
And what do you think it is what I'm getting? It's not the people that we're seeing out there in front of the public.
It's people behind the scenes.
So many chills.
It's people behind the scenes. Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
And you know what
keeping us enslaved. Keeping all of us enslaved.
And I know
including
I know some of this is probably not lost upon our audience, but this is what happens with us is we start putting pieces together and more pieces, and we kind of tell a story, but then we get new pieces. So again, I will always say, you may know some of this and go, I know this, but you might get a new piece. You might not know any of this. So I just want to repeat that. Okay, so I am very much getting, okay, so they're talking interstellar, very much. There's a huge force. Okay, now they're showing me a very, this is really, oh God, this is funny. So they're giving me, this isn't a literal interpretation necessarily, but they're giving me Star Wars, which we know is supposedly real, but they're showing and I haven't watched but the first Star Wars.
Yeah, me neither.
Like this dark Enterprise thing rolling across the the skies. And that's what they're showing is the dark forces. But then they're showing, or the lower energies, or what I'll just call them lower energies. That's what I do. But then they're showing all these other planetary systems out there that aren't involved, or that they're not all involved in trying to, how do I want to say this? Beat the dark forces, they just said.
They're not involved in trying to beat the dark forces?
Not every single.
Oh, right. Okay, well, that makes sense. But doesn't it feel like...
major players is what I'm getting outside of here.
Oh, the dark forces are major players, or some of the other galactic star beings who are helping us
are
major players?
Like, think of it like, this is what they're showing me. They're showing very tiny little planets way out there as being, and this isn't, they're not saying this, but like as being insignificant to this, but they're huge players that are super significant to this. But let me get to this point first, though.
Okay.
So the analogy they're giving me is, look at the globe of the world. The big countries, the big players, okay? Like, that's the analogy they're giving. Like, the maybe small little countries are small. So they're just kind of like watching and going, wow, okay, how can we help? But I am getting that they're showing this massive craft. It's like a dark Starship Enterprise from Star Trek. It's huge. It's massive, and it's black.
Oh my gosh. You know what I'm getting?
Is it a real thing? They just said
yes, it is. It is a real thing. Oh my God, but guess what I'm getting? This is where they are manipulating everything on the planet.
It's their main... Oh, they just said it's their mainframe. Like, if you think of a mainframe, or I don't know if they have mainframes anymore, but
it's like their
oh my God,
their control station. It's like their control station where they are trying so hard.
But so many chills.
Yes, me too. Here's the thing, though.
That's why they wanted to show that, and it is literal.
It is literal. But here's the thing: those of us who are raising our vibration are no longer being able to be controlled by their control station.
You know what they're showing me as a result of that? Okay, they're showing, again, I don't know if this is literal. Okay, as our vibration rises, it's almost like a new barrier is built around Earth that's light that the dark can't get into. Ugh.
Yep. Oh my God. Yes.
Chills.
Oh my God.
You got chills?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that's so...
And so they're showing it as a light barrier just so they can emphasize this, but like, okay, now they're showing, and again, this is not literal, like shooting, like their warships or whatever, and that just bounces off the light. I mean, you can't, and your energy can't get in any longer. So they're literally, they're showing this as a literal thing, but I don't know.
Well, because the more people raise their vibrations, the more people ascend, and
it's about energy. It's all
about energy.
Energy. Because it's listen to me, it's as simple as that. where and I don't know anything scientifically about energy, but I talk about it all the time because it's about raising that vibration, and we understand that, at least.
Right.
When you raise that vibration, this darkness, the light is taking over the dark, is what I'm getting. But it's energy.
Absolutely. Well, it's like a candle in a dark room.
Okay, you want to know what
the light does take over the dark.
Okay, I'm gonna probably, I don't know if it's gonna take us anywhere else.
Okay.
They just brought in crystals to me. They just showed me crystals.
Oh.
They just said the crystal grid has something to do with this. The grid has something to do.
Well,
like the fact that the crystals aren't okay. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. This is bits and pieces. Okay, so maybe something. Okay, they just said the crystal grid has an impact on all this that is currently not working.
Yep, I was going to say the crystalline grid has not been activated yet. Okay, so who needs to activate it?
You know what they're showing?
What?
Okay, do you know how you would take, like, they're showing this huge, and they're showing me CERN, but I don't mean CERN, but this, you know what CERN looks like? Have you ever seen it? Like a picture of it? Oh God, it's humongous. Okay, but they're showing it as like this big machine, like, okay, it's
oh yeah.
like you're starting to get little flickers of light.
Yes.
Oh God, I think the grid was protective too over all of Earth is what they're saying. It was like it allowed the light force at that time and to enter in and out. Only light energy. Oh my God, does this make any sense?
Oh, no, it totally makes sense. But okay, let me throw something out here and tell me what you're getting on this. I wonder if the more number of people who are reaching and ascending into 5D, so as the masses start ascending, I wonder if this is going to activate, we will reach like a tipping point and we will activate the crystalline grid.
Yes, that's the whole point. Okay, okay, so it's like, you know what they're showing me? Oh my God, I have chills on even just thinking about this. Okay, so they love to give visuals. So they're showing like, how do I describe this? You know, like some kind of mechanism that comes around and it starts to come around the Earth and then it closes its door. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
Like as the grid starts to, they just said reactivate. Okay, do we have this right? Okay, yes. I'm sorry, I just have to always cross-check. As the grid starts to reactivate, it's like the lights go on, right? The lights go on in the grid.
Yes, and then it kicks in the protective grid. So as the crystals get reactivated, the protective grid that used to be in Atlantean times, early around the planet, will.
You know what I'm hearing?
Back in what?
Okay, there's something to do with crystals in general, though. That there's something going to happen. But guess what? They just said you're becoming the crystals.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I have chills all over.
I do too. Oh my God! I just got them back big time.
Oh my God!
Reaction there because they just shot through.
Like, I know. Oh my God! You know what? I have to laugh. My first thought was, I better start eating better.
But this is okay. So not to keep talking about my videos, but I've been doing this for 2 years. They talk when I first started doing my work. They talk about water and the body and all this health, and I thought people don't want to hear this. People, in their sessions that I would do. And I'm like, why are we talking about this? This is boring. That's what you're going to tell us? And so they do it all the time. They talk about water and, people that watch me regularly, they know that. And food and what we should eat. That's why. I mean, they do that all the time, but they never have connected. They've connected it to ascending and the higher vibration, but they've never connected it like this.
Yeah. We are becoming the crystalline beings. Which will activate. So the more light we can hold, the sooner we will activate the crystalline grid in the Earth.
Yes, exactly. And I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know what that means. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen in between time. But here's the thing, what we have to understand, and they're showing me this. Oh, this is fascinating. Okay, they just said to me, as all breaks down, all is rebuilt. It's not, it happens and it crashes to the ground.
Yeah.
It happens as all is being, what did I say?
Broken down, it will be rebuilt. So it's happening at the same time.
It's happening at the same time. And I have chills on that.
Yep. No, I totally can see that because so many people
like that. We don't think of things like that.
Well, so many people feel like there's some kind of big catastrophe that's going to happen, that's going to wipe all this stuff out. And then we're going to be in survival mode, scratching and clawing to survive. And then we're going to have to rebuild. It's not like that. It's all going to happen in tandem.
Yes. And
I've thought that too for a while.
They have said this to me over and over again. And that's not the way it's going to be. And then there's the human me that goes, really? Okay, you see those things all the time talking about that's what's going to happen. And I'm like, I feel it now. I really do feel that that's not the case because yes, in pockets, there's tragedies and awful things going on in pockets.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. They just said the whole world is not going in blackout mode. Now they're saying, no, you know what I'm saying? Blackout mode. That would be really awful. That would be the apocalypse that people talk about.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen at all.
No.
So I think we've flipped to a different timeline at some point.
Yeah, and far be it from me. I know a lot of us awakening now, and you and I've talked about this, we feel we can't put it into words. We feel like we're on a different timeline, or certain things happen. We feel like it's very difficult to actually articulate.
Yeah.
And I think just leaving it at that makes sense.
Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Yep.
Wow, that was a lot.
Oh my God, this was a good one. This was super, like, who knew?
Because that is what happens to, and Celeste, you can, just so people understand this, is lots of times what will happen is as we channel prolifically, we won't remember fully, mostly what we even talked about. And so like literally we'll have to go back and watch our own video.
Right. Or I keep notes. Usually I have my stuff in my journal because I won't remember it.
So I guess with that, I'll just tell everybody, take what makes sense for you here in all of this. As I will always say, and Celeste will always say, it, a lot may resonate, some may not, others may be puzzle pieces. And that's information we've gotten today. And we'll be back when it feels right again, right?
Yes, we will, because this is so much fun.
So I hope you enjoyed the video between Celeste and me, and that you got some nuggets to take away for your own journey. And keep in mind, this is a new service we are offering where we're channeling for you what we consider to be more of a book in the series of your life versus a few chapters that you would get with one of us individually. So we will do a recording for you on channeled information so that you can take this away, listen to us going back and forth on your life journey. And like I said, take a chunk of information away that will assist you in your soul journey, and also understanding how the past lives that you have had, in many cases, have led you to lead the life that you're living today, or have some influence on today's journey. So with that, I leave you with Celeste's information below again, as well as leading you to my purplerainhealing.com website, where you can see all of my services: distance energy healing, spiritual awakening mentoring, and channeled messages. And then our new service where Celeste and I are working together to channel for you. So with that today, I thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video.